Hi there. Um, the next reflection is going to be based on an assignment from the first module from the Special Education course, Advanced Methods and Assessment, Learning Strategy, and Content Mastery for Struggling Learners and Students with High-Incidence Disabilities. We were required to complete an exit ticket that provided us with many options to choose from. I chose to do a PowerPoint presentation for a professional development for teachers. And this professional development had to cover the main topics or big ideas of the module to demonstrate our understanding of the content and to argument why this topic was important. So I focused on 7 concepts. We are all different, and means I'm going to talk a little bit more in detail what that means. Brain plasticity, emotions in the brain, empathy, attention, and new neural networks and takeaways. In this module, we covered a website which, as a neuropsychologist, I was completely absorbed by. It's the website Neuroscience in the Classroom, Making Connections, which was created by Annenberg Foundation in 2005. In this website, we had different modules to cover, different brains, emotions and thinking, seeing others, different learners, neural networks, and implications for schools. My goal with the presentation was to provide a presentation that didn't just transmit information to teachers, but to apply my own understanding of the concepts into the presentation. And so I aimed at having teachers emotionally and cognitively engaged, to have them apply the learnings from the professional development into their regular classroom, to reflect about themselves as teacher, learners, and as human beings as well, and to have them understand how their own brains work and how this is connected to their teaching styles, and to understand their students' brains and how they learn. I wanted teachers to feel like students again, so that they could empathize with their students and to see learning from their perspective, and to make deep connections on their teaching so that this learning could be significant enough to encourage them to apply their findings to the general classroom. So in the school that I had previously worked at, I was part of the school's professional development committee. So I had made PowerPoint presentations in the past for professional developments. However, I had never actually considered all of the aspects that I had set in mind when designing this presentation for teachers, especially the level of emotional engagement and thorough reflection that I had aimed for in this presentation. I had been able to make such a strong connection between neuroscience and learning. I had never been able to make such a strong connection between neuroscience and learning until now. From this assignment, the thing that I learned the most about was the importance of emotional engagement. It really has broadened the concept of learning that I had, and also about how we should consider all student variability when designing a lesson. We all learn differently, so respecting this fact will help us to think about ways to suit our teaching to our students' strengths, but also to their needs. When thinking about what changes I would make to my PowerPoint, I thought about this section of plasticity when I asked the teachers to reflect about that struggling student and how they could change their thinking to suit their brains and to suit their needs, their learning needs. I believe that taking into consideration the UDL framework, teachers should aim to develop all students' learning, even low and high learners. So therefore, I would also add to my presentation the question about also think about high-performing students to suit their needs and to suit their learning styles as well. I chose this assignment because it also reflects my own takeaways from this course and the importance of considering neuroscience findings regarding the connections between the brain and our learning processes. In other words, to emphasize even more on the strong research that UDL is based on, and especially about the fact that we all learn differently and we should consider this into our teaching.